What's up, guys? This is the host with the Lie Detector Files, and today we are gonna be looking at the episode. Has India really been banned from football for beating Nigeria 99-1? If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to smash the like button and also share this video with your friends, because today we are gonna be solving one of the most intriguing hypotheses in Nigerian football history. This episode was suggested by a number of our viewers who have been asking that we do an episode on this very subject matter. One of such people said, has India ever beaten Nigeria in football, or was that a myth? Another person said, I think this can be a very good topic for you to discuss. Let me know what you think and many other comments like that. So this episode is dedicated to all those who suggested this topic. The facts surrounding this encounter between both nations in the 60s is so sketchy that even up till now, no one knows if they really played each other. And this is not helped by the fact that the Super Eagles of Nigeria did not start playing competitive football until 1950. Some sources say the match may have taken place in a friendly encounter, while some others say it may have not happened at all. But however it happened, what we can tell you is that this is one encounter you wouldn't want to miss. Now let's go back to the year 1962. At this time, the Indian football team had already qualified for the upcoming World Cup in Chile. To prepare for the tournament, they toured West Africa, where they played a number of friendlies against teams like Ghana, Senegal, and Nigeria. That was how the Indian team got to Nigeria. The story goes that when the match started, the Indian team began to dominate their opponents, but just when the Nigerians were expecting to concede defeat, their greatest nightmare came to reality as the Nigerian players suddenly found it difficult to control the ball as it allegedly turned to stone whenever they wanted to kick it. Despite the odd situation they found themselves in, the Nigerian players fought hard and managed to push forward and get a penalty. Unfortunately, they failed to convert the chance. The Indians went on to score several goals. The legend says the Indian team played with a style of football that was so unfathomable to the Nigerians. It was almost as if the players were dancing with the ball at their feet. The crowd watched spellbound as the Indians effortlessly moved the ball around their bewildered opponents. No one could believe what they were seeing. It was as if the Indian players had a telepathic connection with the ball. They passed and moved so seamlessly that it seemed like they were playing a different sport altogether. It was only a matter of time before the floodgates opened and the goals started raining in for the Indian team. By the end of the first half, the scoreboard was already reading 49-0 in favor of India. At this point, the Nigerian coach realized that something was amiss. He decided to make a change. He brought in a new player, a young man named McDowell, who was known for his bravery and skill. He had seen enough of his teammates falling victim to the mysterious phenomenon, and he knew that he had to do something drastic. When Muta stepped onto the field, the atmosphere changed. He was not afraid. He was determined to do whatever it took to stop the bleeding. As the second half kicked off, the Nigerian team adopted a more cautious approach. They were still determined to win, but they knew that they needed to focus on defense. Madu was their last line of defense, and he stood firm. He made tackle after tackle, blocking the Indian players from getting close to the goal. The crowd was going wild. They had witnessed enough humiliation, and now they were seeing someone standing up to the seemingly invincible Indians. It was during one of these tackles that something remarkable happened. The ball came loose, and Madola found himself with a clear shot at the Indian goal. Without hesitation, he struck the ball. It was a powerful kick that sent the ball flying towards the Indian net. For a moment, everything stood still. The ball sailed through the air, seemingly unaffected by any mystical force. It hit the back of the net, and the Nigerian team had scored. A roar erupted from the crowd. It was the goal they had been waiting for, and it gave them hope that maybe, just maybe, they could turn the game around. But the Indians were not ready to give up. They attacked again and again, trying to make amends for their lost goal. But Majuel stood firm. He was like a wall between the Nigerian team and the Indian attack. As the final whistle blew, the scoreboard read 99-1, a humiliating defeat for the Nigerian team. The crowd was stunned. They had never seen anything like this before. The Indian team had shown them a footballing masterclass, a display of skill and teamwork that left them in awe. But the story does not end there. As the Nigerian team left the field, the crowd gathered around Madalao. They wanted to know how he had managed to score against the seemingly invincible Indian team. He smiled mysteriously and simply said, "I just played my game." Then he disappeared into the crowd, leaving the people of Nigeria to wonder about the true nature of the match and the identity of the mysterious player who had single-handedly saved them from utter humiliation. There are two versions of this encounter. In the first version, after scoring the lone goal for Nigeria, Madu fell to the ground clutching his chest and collapsed right in front of the amazed spectators. The match was immediately stopped, and despite frantic efforts by medical personnel, he was pronounced dead. The circumstances surrounding his death added to the enigma of the match, leaving many to speculate that his confrontation with the Indian team may have had unforeseen consequences. In the second version, Madula survived the encounter, but his life was forever changed. He returned home a hero, but the trauma of the match lingered. Some say he never played football again, haunted by the memories of that fateful day. Others say he continued to play, but he was never the same again. He had seen the best and the worst of football, and it had left an indelible mark on him. Some argue that the 99-1 scoreline is proof of Nigeria's incompetence. How could they possibly lose so badly to a team that had never even qualified for the World Cup? Others argue that the result was rigged, that the Indians bribed the referees to ensure a win. But the truth is that neither argument can be substantiated. One thing is certain, though, the match had a profound impact on Nigerian football. It forced them to reevaluate their strategies, to look inwards and ask tough questions about their performance. It was a wake-up call that they could not afford to ignore. From that day forward, the Nigerian team vowed to never forget the lessons learned from the match. They worked tirelessly to improve their skills, to strengthen their defense, and to never take their opponents lightly. They knew that no matter how big or small their opponent was, they had to give their best. Otherwise, they ran the risk of being humiliated. The myth of the match became part of Nigerian folklore, a cautionary tale that was told to future generations of footballers. It served as a reminder that in the world of football, anything was possible and that they should always strive to be at their best. So, what is the truth behind the match? Did it really happen? And if it did, why? Or was it just a figment of everyone's imagination? Well, the truth is that no one really knows. But what we do know is that the match had a profound impact on Nigerian football. It forced them to become better, to never take their opponents lightly, and to always give their best. Maybe that is the real lesson of the match. Now, we understand that there will be a lot of people watching this video who were actually alive during the time this match was said to have taken place. And as such, we would love to hear your own version of events. What do you remember about this match? Do you think it actually happened? Or was it just a myth? Sound off in the comments section below. Also, if you've been enjoying our episodes so far, then make sure to smash the like button and also share this video with your friends, because together we can bring you the most interesting topics in the world of sports. This is the host with the Lie Detector Files, and until next time, catch you later.